going to be canning green beans from my garden. Right now I'm prepping the canner. Now you're going to have to prep it however your manufacturer tells you to prep it. Mine is the specific way. So there's a line inside of mine, and I took a picture of it, so I might be able to insert that picture later because to see the line. But there's a stain. There's a water line stain where because I've used it before, obviously. How much water to put in after your jars are in it, but you got to have enough water in it to heat it up so your jars aren't shocked. So anyway, mine has a seal, rubber seal. You have to make sure that's in place. And then you want to make sure this is in place securely. But again, it's going to be on your, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because every manufacturer is different. But the thing on mine is there's a little arrow on this. I don't know if we can see it, this little V. By my finger right there. And then there's a V on this handle as well. On top of that handle. Right there. So before you go to lash this, you gotta make sure those two V's line up and you'll never get this thing. It's really fussy. And then you lock this one in place. And then a little later we'll talk about the pressure. It's supposed to be 10 pounds of pressure for 20 minutes because I'm doing the pint jars. But we'll go into more detail about that. And about steaming it off. And like that. There's lots of steps to canning. And like I said, I'll go over some of it a little later. But right now I just wanted to show you briefly how I was prepping this canner. And the other thing you want to do is you want to put a nice size, excuse me,
okay.
A nice size dollop of vinegar in the water. This prevents your jars from getting milky haze to them because I have hard water, so that will prevent them. So when you take your jars out, they're nice and squeaky clean looking and they look pretty and presentable. I mean, it's not something you have to do, but it's something you're probably going to want to do.
Hi everyone, this is Janice. Just wanted to introduce you to our new channel. This could be called Sister Saturdays. I'm over to my sister's house and she wants to show everyone how to can beans. I don't know how, so I'm going to be the camera girl. Alright, before I forget, please subscribe. Right down there is a button. Smash that bell for future notifications. Also, comment. Do you like canning? I'm not really fond of it, but my sister loves it, so I'm learning. But anyways, also share this video and like it. We'd really appreciate it and help us out a lot. My sister Lori, if you watch some of my other videos, she's in them. But this is going to be a separate video, and I will link it on my channel so you can find us.
So yeah, we decided to do a channel together, Sister Saturdays, to see how it goes. This time around we're doing canning only because it's canning season. And we might do crafts, we might just bicker. Who knows what we're going to do.
Now
You never know with us. We might take you on some hauls. Who knows what we'll do.
Oh, yeah.
Our normal
Love the
Saturdays,
shop.
we do goofy stuff.
We might even show you around her yard. She's got a gorgeous yard. She has 10 acres in northern Michigan. Beautiful.
And my garden.
In her garden.
It didn't do very well this year.
No, had a bad season this year. But
So this is probably my only run at canning beans. I got quite a few beans, but I gave a lot away because a lot of people really like the fresh beans. And hey, they're only fresh for a very short time, and you can get canned beans anytime. Let's be honest. You know, you can go to the store and buy canned beans. So I gave everybody the fresh beans. So I'm canning a bunch of beans today, and this I went over. Well, it's gonna be after this, but how to prep my canner. Here I got a pot of boiling water going. You probably can't see it right this moment. And I got a pot over here with jars that they're ready, but I'm just waiting for this water to finish. And then I'm gonna do what we call co-packing the beans. So, all right. So another important thing to do when you're canning is to always use canning and pickling salt. This is Morton's. There might be some other brands like Diamond or something, but it doesn't really matter the brand. But it's really important. It's canning salt because it's a very clean salt. So your liquids in the jar don't turn milky. But any canner would tell you that. So in my particular recipe, it's going to call for a half teaspoon of salt per jar, which I'll be showing you here in a little bit. But I'm just getting this all prepped. Anyway, I'll pour that out later. But anyways, here are my beans. I already prepped them, cut them, cleaned them. I didn't really think everybody needed to see how to cut and clean beans. It's pretty self-explanatory. So these are on my garden. This is just a couple pickings actually. This is probably like the third bunch I've gotten about this size. So this bunch here is getting canned. And you want to can them so they're nice and green and pretty like this. You don't want any what they call rust. This one here has what they call rust on it. So this particular bean won't get canned. But majority of these are really nice looking beans. So I just get the jars hot and then I pack the beans. The beans are cold. I've already prepped them. You can do them hot where you cook them for like 5 minutes or something. To me, that's just an extra step. Why bother? It's enough work as it is, trust me. So I'm doing the cold packing style. And the other thing that I wanted to go over before I started canning was my canning book. You want to grab that for me real quick? Mm-hmm. This is your Bible. Don't go by how I say to do it at all. Go out and get your ball canning book. Go buy this book. Do what this book says. Because I may make some mistake, I may word something wrong, and I don't want to take any liability for anybody getting botulism out there. You see all my bookmarks of all the different recipes that I do for canning and such. But I look at this every time I can. I don't care how much I think I have a recipe or the directions or the instructions memorized. I still look it over every single time because you don't want to make your family sick. When it comes to, like when I do tomatoes, it's not as touchy, but we're doing pressure canning today, and that is touchy. So if you don't pressure cook your beans or whatever vegetable it is, for the amount of time that it says in here and for the pressure that it says it to, if you're behind on that, your family could get botulism. Botulism grows in negative oxygen environments. So you wouldn't even know you have it. It's colorless, tasteless. You can't tell by looking at it. And I mean, it sounds really scary, and I'm not trying to scare you, because if you follow this and do things properly, your odds of getting botulism is very slim, like nothing really. The USDA approves this, so you want to go by instructions that are USDA approved. If you don't really want to use the ball book, look at the USDA website about canning and follow their guidelines as well. So right now I'm getting these jars ready. You want them to be hot, mainly so they don't break. And this system, it pretty much sterilizes the jars anyway. So in the older days, like my mom and grandma used to can, they used to sterilize everything you can. I just wash everything in the dishwasher. But if you do the steps properly, you shouldn't have an issue. So right now I'm filling the jar up with beans. And this jar's going to be really hot, and I don't think I have might be able to do this. It's not too bad. You want to pack these in as tight as you can.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, you want to keep it an inch from the top, but you want to pack them in because you don't want air bubbles in there.
I've never
They
done
shrink.
beans.
Well, yeah, because these aren't pre-cooked, so they're going to shrink. So you're going to pack them in pretty well. And this is an inch head space for beans. And this is my hot water and my ladle. I just didn't have one. This is my ladle. So I'm going to fill this up to about an inch from the top. Oh, I almost forgot. This, you don't have to put salt in it, but I prefer salt. It's not that much salt. It's not like getting beans at the store. This isn't as much salt as they put in them. So this is a half a teaspoon, according to the ball book. So I put that in there. Again, it's the canning salt. You want to give this an inch head space. Might have a little bit more than an inch at the moment. That's okay, because you'll need to go around your jar, get all these air bubbles out. Just keep moving this, and you want to use something flexible, plastic, not a knife, because if you use a knife, you could accidentally chip the inside of your glass jar, and that would not be good. It could also cause your jar to break in the canner, which we wouldn't want that to happen. And every year, and I can, I think I get, oh, I got all the air bubbles out this time. Oh no, I never do, no matter how hard I try. See how that kind of freed up some space? So I'm gonna do a little bit more beans there, but I really don't want to go over that inch mark. And then this tool, I like this funnel has inches marked off, inch, half inch, whatever your headspace is. But I still prefer to use this because I can just see it better. So this is the ball tool, and it has notches. This is an inch. Oh, yeah, 1/4 inch, like that's your jar. Like you hold it there for 1/4 inch, but this is an inch. So this I would put all the way to here. And I don't want my water. In fact, I got a tiny bit too much water in this. So I'll just pour that little bit of extra water out. It's real important that you have the headspace right. Got too many beans in there. See, I don't know if you can see it that far away, but
I can try to zoom in. We'll zoom you in here. I'm not the best camera lady.
But
There we go.
see, I need a tiny, tiny bit of water in there to make it an inch. Okay, you really want that just to touch. I think it's just a teensy. It just broke the surface. So there's my inch headspace. Now with ball lids, the newer ones, you don't have to boil them like my mom and grandma used to get them really hot and boil them. These you don't have to. And then you want to, when you put this lid on, you just want to make it finger tight, not any tighter, because you could cause it to not to seal, believe it or not. So this is where you'd put it. And like I said, this jar isn't that hot anymore because I sat there for a while, but it's okay. It'll get to the temperature it needs, and this water here is just still getting prepared, and it's not really hot yet. I mean, I wouldn't want to put my hand in it. It might be a little too hot, but it's the temperature it needs to be at the moment because it's going to build pressure, and we're going to show that a little later. So I'm going to go ahead and finish filling these jars, and then when we get this canner filled, then we're going to cut back and show you the filled canner because it'd be kind of boring watching me fill every single jar. So now the canner's full. I'm gonna show see, I have all my cans in here, and the lines right here, you probably can't see it very well, but I do have the water line up to the line. I kind of guessed perfect. Who would have thunked it, but I did. So we have the water up to the line, and my manufacturer for this particular canner says, again, whatever your canner instructions tell you to do, follow those. They're all going to be different. Alright, so now I'm locking my canner. I'm going to make sure it's locked nice and tightly. I'm just going to turn this around this way a little bit so I can read my gauge. So now I'm going to turn my heat up to medium high per my manufacturer's instructions. And when this canner is going to be ready, it's going to start steaming, and this is going to have a steam flow. It needs to run for 10 minutes, and then I will be building the pressure for this up to 10 pounds, and then I'll start timing it for 15 minutes. If the pressure falls, you have to start your process all over again. So this is kind of a critical state, but anyway, we'll show that when we get to that particular point. All right, welcome back. This is now I've got the beans in the pot in the pressure canner, and now it's been blowing steam off. It's been blowing off for a little bit. I don't know exactly how long, maybe a couple minutes at the most. So now I'm going to start timing it at 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, we're going to come back, and then I'm going to be placing this weight on the steam spout, or the steam releaser. And then after that, we're going to be building the pressure up to 10 pounds. And then I'll be setting the timer again for 15 minutes, and I have to maintain the pressure at 10 pounds for the full 15 minutes. And then once we're finished with that, then we can, I turn that down a little bit. Then after we do that, then we can turn the heat completely off and let the pressure cooker come down to its own, all the way down then before we open the lid. Okay. Alright, so now We got our beans in here and the amount of water, and now we have let this cook here on medium-high, and now it's steaming. And so now we're gonna let it steam here for 10 minutes. And for 10 minutes, I will put this weight on here. I'll put this weight on top of the steam vent, and then it will start building pressure. And then once we meet our pressure point at 10 pounds, we'll start the timer for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we turn everything off, let the steam naturally vent out, and then remove this weight, and then we can open it and then remove the beans from the pot. All right, so I'm starting my timer now. We've let this vent for 10 minutes, as you can hear my little timer going off. And now at this point, what we do is we are going to put the weight on for 10 minutes. Put the weight on until it builds up to 10 pounds. And after it hits the 10 pounds, then we're going to put our 15-minute timer on, okay? And we'll see you when we go to put the timer on. So now we're at, the pressure is building. We're probably getting some pounds here, and it's at 7 pounds. So we got like 3 more pounds to go, and then we're at our 10-pound mark. But I just wanted to show you quickly what it's supposed to do. So the gauge is here. It needs to be straight up and down. And again, that will be for 15 minutes when we get to that point. And I don't know if you noticed earlier in the video, but there was a lot of water coming out through here. See, now this is all the way out. The water quit bubbling out of here, and you don't see anything bubbling out of here. Is because now the pressure cooker is doing exactly what it should do. So this is how you know that things are going the way they should be. So, but I just need to stand here and watch this pretty much, because I don't want it to get too far past the 10-pound mark. I mean, if it bounces like 10 and a half, I'm not going to be too concerned, but I don't want it to go way up. So I got to try to figure out, keep it exactly there, so I might have to tweak my temperature back here a little bit. But right now I put it at a mark that worked for me last year, so I'm going to keep it on that mark, and we'll see if I can just leave it there. We're testing that this year. Anyway, so we'll see you in a few minutes when we get all the way up there. It's still building as we're talking, so it's doing, like I said, what it should. And maybe I'll hit it while we're talking. Yeah, just a little bit I was talking, it built a 1.5 pounds, so it's looking pretty good. Now it's almost up to 9 pounds now. Oh.
Goes quick.
Well, yeah.
Once it gets that.
Yeah, put the timer on for another 10 minutes after I put that on there, so we're at about 12-13 minutes for it to get to that 10-pound. And this is a process, you can't rush it. You just gotta let it do its thing. So when you do this kind of pressure candy, you just gotta put the time away, or set that time aside, and then once you get up to this 10-pound mark, which is almost there, you really need to stay with your pressure canner. You shouldn't be like going sweeping the floor or sit down and watch a couple minutes of television or whatever, because this can run away from you if you're not careful. So right now it's almost at 10 pounds. So in a moment I'm just going to need to turn my temperature down on my stove a little bit, because I want it to maintain the 10 pounds. I don't want it to keep building here. It's almost where it should be. Probably another minute or two it's going to be there, and then I'm going to start backing down on the heat gradually. I'm just going to kind of tweak it as I go. Last year it was like between medium and medium high, and that's where it's at right now, but I'm going to knock it down a notch. There are all these different notches. I don't know how to count them. Let's see. So I got actually 13 notches from high to low, or from low to high. And
that's on your stove,
not counting off, right? Not counting off. So I'm almost 3 notches below the high mark. So last year, I mean, I'm not talking like a hair. It's like my line is sitting on, the knob is sitting like, and the line's here, it's sitting like on top of that line. Last year I kind of left it there for the 10 pounds. See, now it's getting over the 10, so I need to take it down. So I'm going to take it like down between that one and the next one. So it'll be between 3 and 4 notches from the high mark down. So let's see how that does. But I got to stay up, watch this to see it start. And it's supposed to keep it between those two. So maybe I need to take it down a little bit more, because it's still getting pressure. I'll put it down on that 4 mark. So it's like 2 notches above medium, if that makes sense. So it's maintaining where I want it. So let's just keep that temperature there and see. I'm trying to find the sweet spot on my stove where I don't have to keep going up and down, watching like a hawk. I mean, I still need to watch it like a hawk.
All right, it's ready.
Okay, so now we've been at our 10 pounds for 15 minutes. I'm gonna take the heat off, turn it off, and just let it cool down and come down to temperature, or pressure, and everything all on its own. Once it does, then we can remove the lid, take the jars out, and you leave the jars alone for at least 12 to 24 hours. Don't move them. But we'll talk about that when we get to that point, which will be too much longer. Alright, so it's been a few minutes later. I don't know how many, about 15, 20 minutes. We went out in my garden and looked at my jalapeno peppers. Maybe we'll do cowboy candy next week. So anyway, now you see nothing steam. I'm taking that off now. Now it's safe to open. The burner has been off and it's come down to its own natural pressure. So we're going to remove the lid. And then, of course, tilt it away from yourself because there's going to be steam coming out of it. And you certainly don't want to burn your face or anything. And then, you notice I have towel on my counter and a towel over here. Probably will bring them over here, I think.
Towel.
So, take each jar out. And you notice that when I take this jar out, there's a little bit of discoloration around the rim. That's okay. It just, when it cooks, some of the juices come out. That's why you finger tighten, because it's expected in the pressure canner for the juices and things and air to come out. And that's what seals it. So it's going to seal. But that's harmless. So there's no worries there really. And plus they're washable. You can wash them in the sink afterwards. But after these completely cool tomorrow, you take the rings off. You store them without the rings on them.
Just keep the lid on them, but not the rings.
Right. And you test the seal. Of course, I can't do that, obviously, tonight. Maybe when she comes over next week, we do cowboy candy or whenever, I will pull a can out and show you how it's sealed. But it'll pop. Pop. Anybody's done candy before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is not at all a comprehensive thing on how to can. It's just a Saturday we're getting together and canning up some beaners. I think I got 9 pints out of this, which is plenty. I still have some from last year. So I'm going to have to give my sister some of these. Help me eat them.
I'll take them. They're delicious.
Yeah, they're very good canned. They're delicious canned.
I love green beans.
Yeah, these are the Blue Lake green beans. These are the easiest. They grow really well. They're easy. There's no strings in them. They're just super, super duper easy. Great beans. They're delicious. So if you're living in the Midwest, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois area, Wisconsin, go with the Blue Lake bean. You won't go wrong if you plant those beans. They're just great, a great all-around bean. Now, somehow or another, I got some Kentucky heritage beans mixed in my seed somehow. Anyway, they're delicious beans, but they are so stringy and so hard to clean, so they're not stringy. They're just too much work. Oh, that's it. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 pints. And see how they're still bubbling? Because they're still cooking. But they'll cool down there, and I'm just going to leave those there probably at least until tomorrow afternoon, which won't be quite 24 hours, but they'll be plenty cool enough by then. And I'll remove the rings, and I'll wipe each jar down and wash my rings, and we'll go from there.
Just want to remind you again, please subscribe, smash that notification bell, like this video, comment.
Yeah, comment. Let us know what kind of videos you want to see us doing.
Yeah.
Like I said, next week I might make some cowboy candy. I might make some eco papers because I like crafting. I like making art journals. So anyway, anything you can think of, you say, do you know how to do this or that? Just let us know. We'll let you know if we know how.
Yep. Alrighty, and share.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.